What? Only a couple $100 and a bullshit played-out Sprint phone? I said. I knew you was a frontin'-ass wannabe baller. I should push your wig back on GP, General Principal, Ice growled. Preem's whole body was trembling now, and all he could force to his mouth was, in a dry, whiny voice. Even more irritating than only having come off with minor money was this supposed gangster acting like a female being caught on her period without a pad. Ice gave his victim 2 quick, short hits on the bridge of his nose with the butt of his gun. Preem fell to his knees holding his smashed nose while curling up like a cheese doodle. As Ice calmly walked away, he had to take one last look at the man who had 2 inches over him only 2 minutes ago. And now he was balled up like a newborn baby. The scene brought a little smirk to Ice's face as he turned the corner. Chapter 2. Ice parlayed down a dark side street, walking normally just in case his Vic happened to call the police or flag down a blue and white who happened to be passing by. You could never tell in the hood. He had seen it too many times when a so-called gangster had his back up against the wall or the beef they cooked up got too sizzling hot to handle. They would be the first ones to run to the police, screaming for help to cool things down. Ice hated and despised those type of wannabe thugs with a passion. Be a man and handle your own. Fuck the police was Ice's motto. Anybody taking a glance at Ice's 6-foot slim figure with the baby face would never consider him or see him as one of the illest gunslingers around. Ice loved people to judge him on face value alone, especially the guys. That's why his so-called pretty boy looks always gave him the advantage in most situations. Ice, government tag, name, Nathaniel Wilson, was 20, but he could easily pass for 16 to 17, mostly because of his hairless face. He only had a pencil-thin mustache that never seemed to thicken. Nathaniel had always been tall and extra slim for his age. He had a complexion that his jealous schoolmates called piss-colored. He also had what was coined in the ghetto as good hair and pretty eyes because of their light color. The color-conscious hood-rat females were always quick to point out those specific features when first meeting him. Nathaniel really didn't care about what genetics gave him, but he didn't mind either. Later in life, his looks would give him as much pussy and valuables as he wanted. Valuables being Ice's first choice, and hood rats being the second, because they were always plentiful and overly impressed in the hood. M.O.B. was a saying Ice always quoted. Money over bitches. He always reminded his boys. Ice turned down 122nd Avenue, 2 blocks away from where his triple black Acura 3.5 RL whip was parked. He had to admit that he rode clean with the 25% limo tints, keeping him on the low-low. He had 20-inch Hartage rims with low-profile tires. The chrome rims were sparkling under the moonlight. Ice deactivated the alarm system and climbed into his baby. The first thing he did was turn on his sound system. DJ Clue's newest mix CD flooded the interior of the Acura. Even though it was a hot and sticky night in Queens, New York, Ice wore a light green and black army camouflage suit with a matching do-rag to conceal his face. He wore his black Timberland boots with the strings loosely laced up. He took off his jacket and threw it on the crisp black leather seat in the back. Ice was left wearing a white wife-beater. He then took his newest shines and placed them in a black velvet pouch. He then put the pouch, along with his gat, under the